justice, according to this article from Vanity Fair, aims to focus its counterterrorism strategy on combating anti-white racism. That is racism against white people, and they plan to focus on groups like Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Yes, that is what we are after 1 month of the second Trump administration. Hello and welcome to the People's Brief, where I talk about people politics and pop culture that impact Black, brown, and queer communities. I get the news in so you can get the info out, and I promise you, I never keep you long. This article, published by Vanity Fair, cites information from current and former sources within the Bureau of Investigations and other national security offices. Now, these sources suggest that this potential shift in focus could literally jeopardize years of progress made in combating violent white nationalism. This reported shift contradicts previous FBI assessments and statements about what is actually needed by the Bureau. In July of 2020, then FBI Director Christopher Wray, appointed by Trump, testified that the agency considered Antifa more of an ideology than an organization. Continuous FBI reports have ranked white supremacist extremism as a top domestic terrorism threat. Not Antifa, not BLM. Even in September of 2020, after an entire investigation done by Trump's FBI at the time came back, it said that Antifa and BLM had posed no threats to the protests that happened that summer. Now, this report, if this actually results, if it's true, and we actually have this strategy represented and come to pass, it's going to represent a marked shift in the approach of the FBI and of what our country has seen in regards to counterterrorism. But I do want to say something to everyone out there watching this. I'm not surprised. I'm in no way caught off guard because this is all delineated and spelled out in Project 2025. Too many people either didn't get informed on it, or if you were being informed on it by content creators like myself, you ignored it. You chose to accept the easy lie that Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. That's not his agenda. And you were happy and able to just tune it out. Whereas now the consequences of that tune out, the reality that was a lie, may be coming home and maybe hitting hard. This is Mordechai Brafman, a 27-year-old Jewish man from Florida who was arrested and charged with 2 counts of attempted murder following a shooting incident in Miami Beach on Saturday, February the 15th. According to police reports and surveillance footage, Brafman was driving his truck when he spotted a car that he believed contained 2 Palestinians because to him, they looked like Palestinians. Brafman made a U-turn. He stopped his vehicle and opened fire on the car, allegedly firing at this vehicle 17 times in an unprovoked attack. There was no reason for him to do it. It wasn't defense. It was hate. But here's the thing, okay? These 2 men, they weren't Palestinian. They were Israeli tourists. A father and a son, Yaron and Ari Rabi. One of them was shot in the shoulder while the other was grazed by a bullet on the left forearm, and both victims survived the attack. But this speaks to the level of radicalization that people in this country have been subjected to and how they are responding to that. This was hate, pure and simple. This was Islamophobia, pure and simple. This was bigotry, pure and simple. There's no question about that. But what motivated this hate is what I'm calling into question when I talk about the radicalization. This is the cruelty, the terrorism that resulted in this baby unaliving herself. This is Jocelyn Rojo Carzona, an 11-year-old 6th grade student at Gainesville Intermediate School in Texas. And she took her own life after enduring severe bullying related to her family's immigration status. Classmates mocked her family's immigration status and threatened to report them to ICE. Bullies taunted her about deportation, telling her she would be left alone when her parents were sent away. And the emotional stress, the anxiety, the worrying, it was too much. It was too much. The harassment had become so severe that Joycelyn was meeting with her school counselor multiple times in a week. And that's fucked up. That is fucked up. But the fact that school officials were aware of this bullying, this level of bullying from these nasty ass MAGA fucking kids, and yet Joycelyn was that she was experiencing, but they didn't inform her family, is even more fucked up. It's even more fucked up. Her mother only learns about the bullying after her daughter's death. And she is demanding answers and working with investigators and school counselors to understand why she was never notified about her daughter's situation. What happened to Joycelyn is what happens to all of our children when you give this much hate in the world. This is a result of the hate you give. Nasty, horrible, deplorable MAGA families have taught this level of hate to their nasty, deplorable MAGA children. You are continuously breeding your children for hate, to bully, to abuse. And that is what is infecting our schools and our nation. That is what you are doing. I mean, not you, but them, to make America great again. Hate, bullying, abuse, and all of this shit today. It was heavy and it was sad. So I really had to look for something that would be a little bit lighter to end, and I found it. Rakeem Mayers, the 36-year-old rapper that you know as A$AP Rocky, was found not guilty on Tuesday, February the 18th, in a high-profile assault trial in LA, a day before his beloved Rihanna's birthday. A$AP Rocky faced 2 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. The charges stemmed from an incident on November the 6th of 2021, where he was accused of shooting his former friend and collaborator, Terrell, it was A$AP Relly. Terrell Efron, A$AP Relly, during a confrontation near a Hollywood hotel. The trial lasted 3 weeks with closing arguments concluding on Valentine's Day. A$AP Relly said that Rocky had pointed a gun at him and fired shots grazing his knuckles. And, A$AP Rocky's defense team argued that the gun was only a prop that fired blanks and had been used only for security purposes. A jury of 7 women and 5 men found A$AP Rocky to be not guilty after deliberating for 3 hours. And once Rocky found out that he was not guilty on both felony accounts, he did this.
The jury in the above entitled action find the defendant, Rakeem Mayers, not guilty of...
I didn't realize how athletic he was. He, in a single leap, went over the jury box. But before we heard the words from the clerk, he didn't know if he was going to be spending the next 2 decades in jail or going home. And there's a lot on the line. He has 2 little children. He's got a beautiful wife and he's got a family. And that was raw emotion. You guys got to see that. It was, even for us, it was insane.
And I really want to thank the jury for making the right decision. Thankful, and we're blessed to be here right now, to be a free man talking to y'all. Thank you. All praise due to God.
Happy as hell that he would not face a potential maximum of 24 years in prison, and that he can be with his wife, he can be with his family, he can have a good time, he can just relax and enjoy. And so that's what I hope all of you are going to be doing too, relaxing and enjoying, as hard as it may be. With that being said, I hope that you will be well, that you will be blessed, and whatever you do, keep pushing. Keep pushing. I'll see you soon.